Welcome to Tia Pal's Corner. Today I wanted to talk about microlocs. Every week I will be talking about an experience or sharing something that I find as a great life hack or just something that I want to share that I think you can benefit from. This week I wanted to talk about microlocs, specifically short microlocs. So without further ado, let's get into the reasonings. So when I was watching a lot of videos about microlocs, you know, as one should when they have microlocs or when they want to get microlocs, you watch a lot of videos. And one of the videos that popped up on my For You page was by this creator named Josette Bianca. I think that's how, yeah, Josette Bianca. And she was reacting to some videos, some microloc videos, just to watch people's journeys or people's videos, TikToks. And I was watching the video and all of a sudden one of the videos was actually my video. I was really shocked. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was relevant. Okay, period. So yeah, one of the videos that she was reacting to was my video, my TikTok, that I posted a while ago about short microlocs. Why you should get on the short microlocs train, you know? And so that gave me the idea to go more in depth into the video because, you know, a TikTok, you can only say so much. So I wanted to go deeper into that topic and go over each point that I made in that video in a longer YouTube video. So first I'm going to go over those points, and at the end of the video I'm going to go over the comments because I got a lot of questions from people in that video, so I wanted to answer some of the questions that were under that video in a longer video. So stay until the end of the video for that. If you want to see which TikTok I'm talking about on my page, my TikTok name is Fruity Auntie, at Fruity Auntie, Fruity Auntie. And if you want to see the creator that I'm referring to, Josette Bianca, her name is spelled, her YouTube at is Josettee Bianca. Bianca. I think the title is reacting to microloc TikToks or something, something around that. Let's get into these points, shall we? So the first reason why I started my microloc short is because I wanted my hair to lock faster. In the video, I said that hair locks faster when it's short. That's my first point. If you start, right, with just, let's say this much, right? This much of a lock. This is going to be a twist, right? And the top is going to be interlocked. This whole point is going to be interlocked. Therefore, you're only going to have your ends that are going to be quote unquote loose for a while until those ends lock. So my girl math is that if I start with just this compared to the whole this much, right? Only this part is going to be loose and this whole part is going to be interlocked. So therefore, my hair is going to be locked faster. Does that make sense? That girl math, I think, makes sense to me. I feel around even 9 months, my hair was locked. And I'm not even a tight curl pattern. I'm a I would say 4B, 4A, 4B type hair, and my hair, I feel locked faster. I feel starting your hair interlocked versus starting your hair with 2-strand is a big difference, right? So if your hair is interlocked from the start, it's going to look like locks a lot faster than if your hair is in a loose 2-strand, you know? So my girl math was that if I start short, it will interlock faster, therefore lock faster. You see what I'm saying? The second point that I made in the TikTok was that it is easier to maintain when slippage happens. Whether your hair is long or short, you are going to experience slippage. You are also going to experience unraveling. So slippage is, I believe slippage, don't quote me on this, but I believe slippage is when the root of your locks is undoing itself. Unraveling is when the ends or the lock is undoing itself from the end. It could be the other way around. do your research, but I believe that's what it is. Either way, there's two things that happen. Sometimes it's the root, sometimes it's the ends, but there's gonna be some undoing of your lock throughout your process, especially if you have two strands, because two strands doesn't always last forever. That's why you have to braid and band and make sure that it, like, you take precautions to not have that happen. Anyways, so when your hair is short, I believe that it's easier to maintain slippage, just because slippage is going to happen regardless, but just because it's shorter, you're going to have less to do, right? I'm maintaining my sister-in-law's locks at the moment, and I realized that it takes a lot longer for me to do her reties when she has slippage or unraveling, because there's more hair to work with. With my hair, it was like, if I had a little slippage, it was like this short, right? So I only had this much to retwist. But with her hair, it's much longer. She has like up to her shoulders. I have to redo and retwist a lot, like, you know what I mean? So if it's shorter, you have less to work with, therefore easier to maintain slippage. The third point that I made in the video, you can avoid the weird phase in between a small afro and a stylable hair length. So by that I mean, when you grow your hair, if you've done the big chop, right? If you've chopped your hair very, very short, right? Like, I'm not saying like this length, I'm saying like short, like almost bald girl. You know that when you're growing your hair back, there's a weird phase where it's like you don't know what to do with it. You don't know how to style it. You don't know, like all I did was keep my hair curly in a little afro, and that was the style, girl. There was nothing else I could have done. It was not enough length for me to style it, but it was not short enough to just have a pixie cut or just a buzz cut. It was like that weird in-between phase between not stylable hair and like very short buzz cut hair, and that was harder to style. I'm not gonna say it wasn't cute, because, you know, I think every phase of my hair was beautiful, because at some point I was bald, so having short hair was not really an issue for me. It was just more so the styling part, because I like to style my hair. I like to do things with my hair, so that in-between part was really a blessing that I already had my Microlocs, because I had a style in my hair and it was so cute. Like, that in between, those short Microlocs were so cute. I really like that stage. Yes, my hair is like a 38-inch bust down right now, but I really do miss the short hair. It was nice. It was cute. I like that phase. I liked every phase of my Microlocs, honestly. The fourth point that I made, the length is retained and the shrinkage is minimized when you start short. So shrinkage is gonna happen regardless, right? But by this I meant, as you interlock your hair, right, your hair is so tightly tied together that the shrinkage, yes, is going to happen, but I think it happens a lot less than if you were to just have loose hair, or if you were to just have twists. Because when you have twists, you know the shrinkage is crazy when you do twists. Retightening your lock, it's not the same. It's so tight together, the hairs are so tight together that when you keep retying your hair, it maintains the length. My hair grew so fast, I can only see the growth. I can only see the growth. 2 years ago I was bald. Yeah. The fifth point that I made really refers to the last point that I was talking about. So I said that it is more rewarding to clearly see how much growth you have. You have your hair every month. What? It is so much more rewarding to clearly see how much growth you have your hair every month. Okay, that was not English. It is so much more rewarding to see clearly like how much growth you have every month, because when you start short, like, you can clearly, very clearly see how much growth you have in your hair, and that's every month. Like, every retie, you can't tell me nothing. Like, every single retie, something that I see, like, for example, my sister-in-law, I can see that she's going through a lot of shrinkage, like a lot of shrinkage. And every month she cannot see the length unless I take a picture and I'm like comparing. She cannot see her length. She cannot. I can see it because I'm the one doing her hair. But since she goes through so much shrinkage, she cannot see it. And she started with long hair. So right now her hair like shrunk all the way up to like here. When she started like here, that doesn't add up. But you know, our hair, black people's hair, you know, it goes through a lot of shrinkage. So, and the last point that I wanted to hit was, it's really a journey of self-acceptance if you haven't had short hair before. This is a bonus that you can rock a little bang. I had short hair ever since 2018 up until 2 years ago, so 2022. So from 2018 to 2022, I had short hair, and at some point for like a year and a half, I was bald. I'm not gonna say I was struggling with having short hair because I loved my pixie cut. I loved my bald hair. But if you haven't had short hair before, it is a journey of self-acceptance because sometimes you're gonna feel like a little boy. That's the reality of things. Sometimes you're gonna feel like not feminine enough if you are a feminine person. And sometimes you're not gonna feel so confident in your hair, right? But it's a journey of self-acceptance, just the way you are, baby. Something that I didn't experience when I had short hair happened with having short microlocks, and it's fully accepting my hair. Like, I fully accepted my hair and all the phases, and you know what? It's so rewarding when you have a 38-inch buzz down at the end. You know what I mean? Like, now I can whip my hair. Now I can like style it. Now I can feel confident like literally every single day because I love this length. I let my hair cook. Yeah, it's still cooking, but you can already taste the flavors. This is what it looks like without my hair tucked in my ears. It looks so beautiful. Like, I love my hair. If you really want to challenge yourself to accept your hair in different stages, in every stage, then start your hair short. And with this video, I kind of want to shed light on that because a lot of people in the comments of that video that I posted are expressing that they're afraid to start short. And I was really happy to be able to inspire people to start short. I mean, I understand why it could be scary, but it's so rewarding at the end of it. It's rewarding to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I did that. This is homegrown. Imagine when my hair is down to my back. I'm not gonna know how to act because I started from like 3-4 inches. So imagine when it's down my back. It already feels like it's down my back. So imagine that. Imagine that. So now we're gonna go to the questions, to the comment section. The first one is not really a question, it's a comment. Shay_the introvert said, I wish I had someone to do mine. I can't afford it and I can't do my own. If you can't afford it, grab this tool from the beauty supply store. It's like no more than like $3 and do it yourself. It's called DIY. Or you can also grab these tools. I don't really use these tools because my hair is not like long enough yet. There's this one, this one, this one, and this one. There's a lot of tools, a lot of tools. I even have a bigger one. It's like a rat tail comb, but it also has the crochet tool at the end. So there's a lot of tools you can buy that are affordable, and I really do recommend that you do your own hair because again, that's another journey that's going to test you. It's going to test you, but at some point you're gonna start liking it. You're gonna start feeling like it's more of like a self-care rather than a chore. When I started doing my hair, I would be like, oh my god, now I have to do my retile. It's gonna take forever, blah, 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 blah. Then I changed my perspective to, oh my god, I have to do my retie. My hair is gonna be longer. Yes, it is. My hair is gonna look fresh. Even though it's gonna take a long time, my hair is going to look beautiful after I do it. It's gonna be longer. And if you change your perspective, your reties start being a blessing. So if you can't afford it and you still want your Microlocs, that's your sign to pick up some tools and start it yourself. And it's gonna be hard. You might have to start over, right? Because I did my journey twice. The first time I had extensions. We're not going to talk about that. And the second time I did it with my own hair, and I'm so glad I started over, because the first time I did it, it would always fall out. Like the extensions, my hair was too short. There was not a lot to grab on, so the hair would just fall out. That's not acceptable. So I restarted it and I did it with my own hair. Even though the first time took me 3 days, the second time also took me 3 days. I do not regret starting over. I'm so glad that I started over. Sometimes I wish that I would start this one over just because my grid is not perfect. But then I'm like, the grid doesn't have to be perfect. It's not everything has to be perfect. You can't tell, right? So that's all that matters. And the front looks great, so what's in the back is none of my business. And what else did she say? She said, I wish I had someone to do mine. I can't afford it and I can't do my own. It's not that you cannot, it's that you choose not to. You can grow the patience. You can get the tools. They're so affordable, because the problem is that you can't afford it. So therefore, what's affordable is doing it yourself. You can do it yourself. Any skill, you're able to learn it, right? So yes, you can do it yourself. You telling yourself you cannot do it is your narrative. Change your narrative, change your perspective, and everything will be okay. So www.ain'tshit.com said, I've been thinking heavily about getting locks, not Microlocs, but a tad bit bigger, and I'm just scared of how I'll look in the beginning stages. So this ties back to what I was talking about. People are scared to start when it's short, but at the end of the day, it's good that you're scared. Fear is a really big sign that you should go for it anyways, because you know what's at the end of doing the things that you're afraid of? Not being afraid of them anymore. I was scared to cut my hair short when back in 2018 I was finishing school. I was finishing high school in 2018, and I was like, I need a change with my hair. Like, I don't like how it looks anymore. Like, it's fried, it's dry, the ends need to be chopped. Like, it needed something new, right? And I was terrified to do it. But one thing about me, whenever I'm scared of something, I'm gonna do it anyways, regardless of the fear. I need to, like, it's like, if I'm afraid, that means that I need to do it even more. I cut my hair, and what was at the end of that? Confidence. As soon as I did it, I felt a boost of confidence. I was like, I did what I was afraid to do. I'm going through with it, even though I'm still afraid to go through with it. And at the end of that, it's so rewarding. So another person under the name of Jams, she said, been thinking of starting some Microlocs on my 4C hair, but I really don't think I have the face card to pull it off. I think, therefore I am. If you don't think that you don't have the face card to pull off Microlocs, then that is your belief, honey. Nobody is defining that but you. If somebody told you that you do not have the face card to pull off Microlocs, they're lying. They're lying. You define if you have the face card to pull off Microlocs. Nobody else does. So change your change your perspective, honey. I do not want to hear that. I do not want to hear that. Okay, I do not want to hear that you do not have the face card. I don't know what you look like, but I believe that you are the only person who defines if you have the face card or not. And by the way, even if you think that Microlocs are not gonna look cute on you, they are. They look cute on every black girl. I have never seen somebody with Microlocs who do not pull it off. It's a hairstyle for every single black girl that I've ever seen. Every black girl in the world can pull off Microlocs. I swear to you. It's not about face card. It's literally about doing it or not doing it. And that's it. That's the facts. That's the facts. I don't argue with your mama. I don't make the rules. Another question that I have is, how did you start? Charlotte V said, how did you start? I started with 2-strand twists. So for the first month of doing my Microlocs, I did just 2 strands. I did not interlock until after the first month. So I took 3 days to 2-strand my whole head and do my grid, right? And then 4 weeks after that, I interlocked my hair. The first reason why I did that was because I was lazy. Like, after doing my hair for 3 days, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna interlock this right now. Like, that was just like, that was a mental like battle. So I was like, I want to be able to enjoy my journey, so I'm going to take my time with it, and there's no reason why I shouldn't interlock a month after. Like, some people do it right on the spot because they have somebody else to do it for them, but when you're doing it yourself, you could do whatever you want. It's your hair. So, and the last question that I have for today is this question by Atlamash. Atlamash, isn't that Avatar The Last Airbender? Maybe it's just Atlanta. Anyways, she said, beautiful, how many inches did you have? So when I started, I already mentioned this before, but when I started with 3.5 inches. Yes, I measured it because I was like, is it growing? Like, is my hair growing every 5 seconds? I was really into the whole making sure that my hair is growing, and I wanted to know every single little details about my hair because I had so many questions about it, and I wanted to be prepared to answer those questions when asked face to face or on TikTok or whatever, wherever I'm being asked the question. I wanted to be ready. But the first time that I did my Microlocs with the extensions, I had maybe 2 inches. So you can start really, really short. I've seen people start with like maybe 1 centimeter of their hair, and they just like, they didn't have a grid. They just like started as if it were freeforms, and since they had tight coils, it like started the lock. So yeah, I've seen people start like with really, really, really short hair. So I don't think the length matters. As long as you can grab it, you can start. So that's all the questions that I have for you today. I really hope that with this video, I have inspired at least one if I can inspire one person, then I've done my goal for today. I really hope that I can inspire you to start your hair journey, start your Microloc journey short, even if it's short, even if you do not like your hair, even if you're scared. I want to inspire people to start their journey because I am 1.5 years in my journey, and I wish for you to feel this feeling that I have about my hair, which I've never had except when I was bald, which is, it doesn't really count because I didn't have my hair. So this is the first time where I actually love my hair. I adore it. I praise it. I thank the universe for my hair. I'm not struggling with it. I'm not fighting with it. I'm not frustrated with it. And even if I'm frustrated with it, it's like a normal amount of frustrating, not like doing my hair in the morning and like crying because it's not working. Like that's so real. That's something that people go through. I really do want to see more girlies with short microlocks or short locks or short hair or just short natural hair. It's literally the hair that grows out of your head, the God-given hair that you have. Even if you don't believe in God, it's how you were created. It's literally how you were created. And hating on it just means that you're hating on yourself. And I do not want to see that anymore. For the past like few years, I can say that it's been a lot better with the natural hair movement and just everything that's been going on around loving your hair and keeping it natural and loving it as it is. But I want to see more people loving their short hair. What's wrong with short hair? Like, we've been conditioned to think that short hair is ugly and masculine when it's not. It can be very feminine, it can be very empowering, and it could be a really great form of self-love. So with that being said, I hope that you can start your journey no matter what length it is, and I hope that I've shed some positive and beautiful light on having short microlocks. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.